Hello and welcome back to another video. If you're looking for recommendations on what manhwa to read, then here are some that I've read recently that might be of interest. Manhwa titles are timestamped in the video for your convenience. Our first manhwa for today is My Boss's Special Request, a modern manhwa that I've currently read up to chapter 91 on. Its main character is Shin Soo-hyun, a secretary for Choi Jong-woo, the female president of a quite successful cosmetics company. Having the reputation for being a difficult boss, her reputation in the company is both good and bad. Soo-hyun, being a newer secretary, has quite the fear of his boss as she's quite strict and a workaholic. On one random day though, Soo-hyun is called into this office. The reason? Jong-woo asks him to marry her. Wait, what? What's going on? Soo-hyun is completely flabbergasted and very much shocked. Now this has started his brain to try and process as to why his boss would do this. And now he starts noticing the little things. And of course, things develop the way you would expect. The story is 7 out of 10. A romantic comedy is the best way to describe this manhwa's overall story direction. Due to the position between the two characters, you will see the typical cliches and plot points that you expect if you're familiar with rom-com Korean dramas. The characters are 8 out of 10. With a small but interesting cast of characters, you will find yourself both rooting for the main leads but also some of the more secondary ones as well. The difference between the personalities of these characters also provide a lot of fun situations that will most likely put a smile on your face if you enjoy the rom-com genre. The art is also 8 out of 10. Romance is in the air once the relationship has been established, of course. Be prepared for a lovely but also many comedic illustrations of our main character as he navigates what he views as various tenuous and potentially odd situations that doesn't seem to faze the one that offered him this relationship in the first place. So if you're a fan of romantic comedies and want a modern one to enjoy that has quite a bit of chapters to it, where the difference in personality between our two lovers is large, then make sure to give My Boss's Special Request a read. This next manhwa to look at is The Genius Murim Fitness Trainer, a reincarnation manhwa that I've currently read up to chapter 52 on. The protagonist of this manhwa is Cho Kang-hyuk, a gym owner who got to where he was at after being motivated to take care of himself properly due to suffering from an injury. This takes a turn though as the pandemic caused him to have issues with the gym that he owned, which stressed him out and resulted in him looking at manhwa that he previously enjoyed in his youth. Almost as if by fate, Kang-hyuk passes out and finds himself in a manhwa that he just started reading from an author that he enjoyed. Now as the Shaolin monk Mujin, who is the protagonist of said story, with pretty much no knowledge of the plot, although he will have some background, he has to navigate this new life in the Shaolin Murim sect. Will he be able to adjust? How is he able to get back to his original body? The story is 8 out of 10. The background given to Kang-hyuk before he reincarnates as Mujin has been a good foundation to work off of. Looking at his history, we can at least understand why Mujin is so adamant in adjusting the way that Shaolin does things. And if it's anywhere similar to some of the other manhwas I've gone through, it will be a good thing for Shaolin to follow. The characters are also 8 out of 10. Members of the Shaolin Temple themselves will have a challenge due to Mujin's supposed rebellious nature. Of course, we know it's because of potentially other motives. Mujin takes advantage to benefit mostly himself, but he is clearly getting attached to his new home. The art is 8 out of 10 as well. With a solid rendition of the early days of training that Kang-hyuk has to go through from a young age after he took over as Mujin, you can see a clear growth in martial skill. After this foundational arc, the manhwa is able to explore more of the traditional Murim genre that we've come to expect. So if you're a fan of modern fitness people reincarnating into a more historical universe similar to Muscle Joseon, or are looking for how a protagonist can affect an iconic sect from a Murim world like Return of the Manhwa sect from my previous videos, then the Genius Murim Fitness Trainer may fit right in with your tastes. Return of a Crazy Genius Composer is the name of our next manhwa to go over. It's a regression manhwa that I've currently read up to chapter 52 on. Min Hyun-sung is the name of its main character. A composer who continuously chased what he denoted as the money code, a sort of cheat code that is used to chase the trends of the music industry to make the most amount of money. One fateful day though, this empire and reputation that he built for himself comes crashing down hard. Somehow though, he was given another chance at life. And this time, he wants to live life properly, and not just chasing money. This includes taking care of his deaf father and younger sister. Will he be able to achieve what he wants to with his second chance? The story is 7 out of 10. A fun little regression story that is overall about taking care of what's important while also trying to chase good music as a career. Without the chase and use of the money code, Hyunsung's approach and focus is on what he calls the instrument, which are singers to be clear, and make songs that are good for them. The characters are 6 out of 10. Due to the style that Hyunsung is pursuing, the pace of the manhwa affects how characters are perceived. It's almost as if once he utilizes them once, for the most part, he moves on. This isn't the case and the manhwa shows differently, but this is how I perceive it. For at least one good thing though is that Hyunsung is a little better with his second life compared to the first though. The art is also 6 out of 10. With nothing special that sets it apart from other modern regression manhwas, the art style overall feels just pretty standard. I have no qualms about it, but I have no particular praises either. So if you're a fan of modern regression manhwas and enjoy music-themed ones like Musician Genius Who Lives Twice from my previous videos, then the return of a crazy genius composer might be worth a listen. Read. Our next manhwa to take a peek at is 24-Hour Rebirth Consultation Center, a fantasy manhwa that I've currently read up to chapter 24 on. The focus of this particular story is on Laura Ren, the last member and successor of a failing noble household. She finds herself, though, in a particular set of events. You see, the Ren household, one of the founding members of this land's kingdom, has a secret purpose. They're supposed to be the Consultation Center or assistance for people who reincarnate, regress, or even possess, although I usually say reincarnate for this one as well. The Ren family assists these people to acclimate or adjust themselves to life after what's happened to them transpires. Usually there is a case every 100 years, but for the past 500, there hasn't been any. To Lara's surprise though, she ends up with 3 at the same time. The potential is 7 out of 10. An interesting premise, the fact that the main character's family is supposed to assist with what I would call a common trope these days in the manhwa space, is unique. Laura clearly has her work cut out for her, as the individuals who come to consult with her are problematic, to say the least. The art is also 7 out of 10. Expectations aside, while I haven't delved into it too much, the characters, scenes, and overall attitude displayed by the special individuals are illustrated well. The overall direction from the art though suggests that it's going to be more of a romantic story with a lot of misunderstandings and comedic moments, at least from the impressions I got. So if you're a fan of following newer stories or manhwa, and are curious what a consultation center for people who go through some of the more typical tropes we see might do for a story, then try out the 24-Hour Rebirth Consultation Center. Another week, another highlight. For those unaware, this is the section of the video I update impressions for manhwa that I previously covered. Today's highlight is Genius Actor's Aura, which I've now read up to chapter 69 on. Info card in description will have links to my original opinion. Shin Yoon-myung's life has been quite the busy one as he lives this second life to pursue his love of acting. Of course, this is benefited by the mysterious fox Miho. Due to this chance and some adjustments to his overall presence, he's been able to land roles through auditions that otherwise wouldn't be possible in his first life. Overall, I find the mystery and fantasy aspect more intriguing in this compared to some of the more acting genres that I've previously covered. But it does enough of it that it doesn't lose that acting moniker. My previous scores for this manhwa was 9 out of 10 for characters, 6 out of 10 for art, and 8 out of 10 for story. The characters stay the same at 9 out of 10, as while the focus of the manhwa is understandably on Yoon-myung, I find myself captivated by Miho as a character. He clearly must have a motivation to assisting Yoon-myung out, but with the various scenes and events that have transpired, I love it that I cannot make up my mind if he's good or bad overall, and this is Miho I'm talking about. The art goes up 1 point from 6 out of 10 to 7 out of 10 as the extra scenes from Miho's motivations and overall relationship are really great. This plus the auditioning, acting, and overall persona of Yoon-myung who just loves acting, it's a good time for sure. The story, though, goes down 1 point from 8 out of 10 to 7 out of 10, as while the overall pacing has only slowed down slightly and the acting projects Yoon-myung is part of is actually good, that isn't what captivated me about it. There has really only been minimal exposure or development to Miho's role in all of this and what his true motives are. So if you're a fan of modern acting manhwas but want a more fantasy spin onto how someone can have a second chance at a dream that they want to achieve, then Genius Actor's Aura might just be for you. Would you agree or would you not? Comment down below your thoughts on Genius Actor's Aura. Thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. Write in the comment section down below what manhwa you've been reading and I might just take a look. Till next time though, have a good read.